worked the second time. That's perfectly fine. That's acceptable. Hello.
Yeah, mate.
Good day, mate.
So that the sky is getting bluer and darker, but you guys are still in this orange gorgeous. Oh, you're very.
It's an orangey thing.
You're very orangey and well lit. Anywho, how's everyone? Are we good? Do you have your beers in question? Do you have all you need? Is everyone thirsty? Shall we start?
We're half lit.
Ready when you are.
Half lit and half cut.
Here.
Makes a whole person. I am Ross. Joining me, of course, my co-host Ian, and we're also joined by our friend Tim Valilee, and inviting the entire population of the county of Yarmouth. We are attempting to drink Nova Scotia Dry. Now, the best part about inviting the entire population of Yarmouth County is Tim and Ian are live joining me from, Yarmouth County, and constantly dropping connection. And they're back.
That's okay. We're back.
And we're back.
Good evening. Awesome. So, Tim's been a friend. Well, I've known Tim for. I met you when my daughter was a baby. So, 17 years. That's easy.
Yeah.
And you've known Tim for Ian for near that long.
Oh, no, we're near. I've known Tim only for 7 or 8 years.
47 years. 46 maybe.
We happen to be very closely
Related.
related. No, we don't. We happen to be very closely.
We're twins.
Get your story straight, you two.
We're twins.
I first saw Tim performing at the Oak and Barrel in Greenwood,
Oh, yeah.
going on 10 years ago now, when Tim was doing an open mic there. Just when I picked up a guitar for the first time, and I thought that guy's kind of cool. And it was, in fact, Tim was one of the reasons why I thought I want to do this guitar thing, because he's up there doing what he does. No, seriously, I've told you this on a number of occasions.
And the song he was playing was "Junk" by Paul McCartney. We are gonna lose connection constantly with this whole
Something like
set.
that.
Oh wait, get
Yeah.
you back.
I understand this is going to drop up and down this Wi-Fi, but we're back with you again. I think, are we not?
Oh yeah, you're back and lovely.
But
No audio.
And
we lost your audio.
oh well.
We're in the country, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
had you down there. Are you not hearing me at all now? Oh no, now it's gone, and they're gonna come back. So we invited Tim. Well, the main reason that we invited Tim, we've been trying to get Tim on this show for quite a while.
Years.
And-
Years.
Oh, he's very resistant. Ross, we're over here.
What do you mean?
We're over here.
What do you mean he? But so Ian then announced that he was going to be down live from Tim's place. So he's hanging out down at Tim's place down in the old Yarmouth County. And then we said, well, all right, what does Tim want to drink? And Tim wants to drink these. He went in. We just said, go on in and pick out something. So we picked some of the things that we've got that are of some interesting flavors. So first up, we've got the Adanac. Am I saying that? How would you pronounce that? Adanac? Adanac? Adanac sounds right. Adanac by Two Crows. Two Crows Brewing Company in Halifax, I think.
Girls with boobs.
There we go. It's Tim straight in there with the with the double entendres. Adanac, is it like Adirondack? It's not nothing to do with Adirondack.
I don't think it's an
Is it?
Adirondack. I don't believe so. But since it's a West Coast Pale Ale, then it's the... Oh my God! It's the backward spelling of Canada. Why did we not notice that?
For goodness sake! How did I not think of that?
Oh, you're a fucking brilliant dude. I mean, you're effing brilliant, dude.
It's
Adanac.
synonymous with lacrosse. It's apparently a ski hill, the Adanac ski hill out in Sudbury. It's a town in Saskatchewan. And then it's also a West Coast Pale Ale from Two Crows Brewing Company out of Halifax, Nova Scotia. So give her.
It's literally a town in Saskatchewan, did you say?
Yeah.
There is a town called... Wow. And it's so
Not to be
obvious when
confused with the small town in Alberta that's actually called Backwards Canada. So...
But as soon as you said it, I was like, oh my goodness, it's so obvious. Why didn't I see it? But I didn't see it. Adanac, yeah, absolutely.
Well, I just assumed that it was, like you, it's Adirondack. It's some sort of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it means the village.
This could be a long night, Ross.
Backwards village.
The Egeliv, I don't know. Regardless, no description on the back of it, but it does say crisp, hoppy, and citrusy. And there's my green screen all up in behind me. But crisp, hoppy, and citrusy is what it says on the website as well. A beautiful new West Coast Pale Ale, super citrusy, crisp, moderately bitter, and clean. You'll be happy to know the beer is clean tonight. Ringing in at 5.2 ABV is the lower alcohol percentage of the two, which is why we drink it first. And, oh my God, that is bright. Look at that.
0.2.
It's not massively alcoholic then, thankfully.
But did you just refer to a more than 5% beer as not too alcoholic?
Well, I've been in Adanac long enough to know that 5.2 is suggestively a weak beer for Canadian beer. No,
Right.
You know, you wake up in the morning, you get your pants on, you drink a 5.0 beer, and then you get on with your day. That's just what you do, right? It's how we get along.
Yeah, I know.
Get your pants on, have your beer.
We just had a was it Canadian? What's it called? The Royal Crown Royal. We just had a glass of
Is that
Crown
a
Royal.
Canadian thing?
Yes, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
An apple one.
I get some more?
Should you get some more? I'm not sure whether that's a good idea under the circumstances.
I think so. We'll have that afterwards. I've got some Crown Royal apple upstairs as well. I'm a fan of the apple whiskey. It's outstanding.
We're going to go fishing too.
It's quite delicious. So that's what most of the Canadian men, I imagine, pour on their cornflakes or their shredded wheat in the morning, and they would pour a 5.2 pale ale for the kids to go with their.
It's your chaser for certain. Yes.
Well, yeah, rather than wasting money on milk, which is obviously far more expensive.
Or in the honeycombs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Reddies or the Fruit Loops.
Ross and I have established that 5% for Canadian beers, most people think that's kind of weak and pissy beer, whereas the rest of the world thinks, no, that's quite sufficient. Yeah, I know. That's the way it is. This is a 5.2 Westie.
Well, here's the thing. It says I have never come across a West Coast Pale Ale. We've come across the West Coast IPA, which is different, and then it relies more on a piney flavor, more bitter flavor than anything else. This one still says it's super citrusy, crisp, moderately bitter, and clean. Now, for a pale ale as opposed to an India Pale Ale, we're learning that that's supposed to be more malt forward and taste a little smoother. So I have no idea what's going on with a West Coast Pale Ale style. We'll look it up.
It tastes like it tastes. I've not even tasted it. It smells like a. It's so obvious to say at this point. Drinking 400 ales, as we say, it smells like a slightly weaker IPA, and that's exactly what you would expect from a pale ale. It's 5.2 and citrusy and maybe not quite as hoppy. It's looking.
Yours.
Bill, are you going to pull yours? Or are you going to stand there admiring this one?
What?
Yeah, someone you have to drink and taste these as well. Okay, Ross, it's giving.
Once I got the cloudiness, there was a little bit of cloudiness as the bottom of the can. Once I got that in there, it did cloud up a little bit because it was far too clear and it looked lagery and pilsner-ish. Losing you to the satellites once more. Pausing. Because I'll just cut this up. I'll edit it out.
Okay.
Oh.
It's not giving us the crazy Westy bitterness.
No.
By the smell, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
Huh?
It's going to be. I think this is going to be easier to drink than a Westy IPA. Do you not?
I think so.
I think so too.
Charles.
Look at the colour.
You didn't care.
Oh, it's great.
Colour's great.
It's better.
It does have a nice foamy head.
Mine's starting to go away a bit, but yeah, it's got the legs. The head's got the legs and whatnot, etc., etc. God.
Cheers.
Citron. Like citron.
Okay.
Yeah, boys. Here we go. I like it. I like it.
You like that?
What?
Right.
When you typically if I get a pale ale in a pub. By the way, I'm going to say I don't want a pale ale from a pub because I'm thinking boring, boring. Well, they're kind of boring pale ales. They can be a little bit, and a little bit pissy, a little bit tasteless, and no, seriously, they're a little bit nondescript. Kolsch's, pilsners, and pale ales to me tend to be a bit. Some of them are really good, and by the way, this is really good. This is very smooth, and
what's it called again?
Well, this is the thing. The more I learn about pale ale, without putting the I in front of it, and take the I off, and it's just a pale ale. That's apparently supposed to be a more tastes like this kind of thing, where it's not bitter, it's not hoppy. It's supposed to be a bit more malt forward and maybe smoother and get a bit more mouthfeel to it. Body, mouthfeel, yes, excellent. There's a tiny snap of bitter at the front, but the problem is that honestly, I'm getting more flavor out of the smell than out of the taste. Like there's a bitterness.
Oh, you are?
And then I'm waiting for the flavor to come through on the back of it, and it's like drinking air. This isn't even drinking cold water right now.
Well, do you remember, obviously, in those heady days before we started to really appreciate IPAs, the Westies were our absolute nemesis. We couldn't stand the big hoppy smash thing that smashed you in the face. The pale ales, the ones that didn't have the India spiciness attached to them, God knows what that even means these days. We found the pale ales to be less aggressive. So therefore we were like, yeah, okay, I can handle that. It's refreshing, but it's kind of boring. But the pale ales now, I've found they've upped their game. While there are 1,000,001 IPAs to contend with, the pale ales I've found recently, like I said, I was just saying there a couple of minutes ago, I found them a bit nondescript and a bit boring beforehand. Subsequently, the pale ales have kind of said, we ought to do something a bit tasty with that because we're lagging behind. And now, I quite like a pale ale. Right. They're quite summery. They don't have the hoppy profile maybe that the IPAs have, but they're easier and smoother to drink and really rather refreshing. And this one's a good example.
Well, the weirdest thing coming through here is that one of the descriptions says super citrusy.
Yes. No, don't you not think? I think this is quite citrusy. You don't think it's super? I think it is. I think it is for a pale ale. Okay, I'm in the minority. Both of you are shaking your heads. I think it is. I think it's
yes. Super citrusy, not so much.
Okay. I think it's heading towards IPA territory. I think it's heading towards juicy IPA territory, which is unusual for what is it is a West Coast. Now we've come to expect that the North, that the East Coast ones are quite juicy, whereas the West Coast, a big hoppy things, etc. But this is more. This has got a fruitiness and more of a.
It does.
It does. You have a squashy feel to it.
Yep. Absolutely.
I like
it as well. I like it for the mouthfeel and the body, but honestly, for the description of what it's supposed to taste like, I feel like if it just said juicy, it's got juicy characteristics. Fine. Super juicy was very optimistic for what's going on in here. And it's when you add another word, when you add an adverb. No wait.
Is that an adverb?
No, it's an adjective. And when you add wait.
A minus verb.
A minus verb. Oh, what says that? Ross, are you losing sight of the fact that this is a pale ale? So for a pale ale, this may be super citrusy. Maybe not so much for an East Coast IPA or a double IPA, but for just a pale ale, this is kind of pretty heavy on the citrus, is it not?
Shall I tell you? A West Coast pale ale is a hop forward, crisp and clean tasting. I don't know what clean tastes like. American pale ale characterized by a strong aroma and flavor of floral, citrus, and pine from American hops with a dry finish and a low malt sweetness. The only thing I'm getting of that is the dry finish. It is so dry on the back end. In the middle of the body, the middle of the mouthfeel, and the back of it is dry. This thing is bone dry.
Drinks go with good or bad.
Flavorlessly dry. Oh yeah,
Tim,
Tim's just in the. You're either a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Good or not so
Feed.
good.
Good or bad?
I like
he
this
said.
beer, or feed it to the lions.
Good or it sucks.
Well, you know what, mate?
But I'm new. I'm new, dudes.
I'm in the same camp.
Okay.
I either like it or I don't like it.
But you
But-
explain
Or-
why. I tell you this every time.
Yeah, I don't. I like an awful lot more than I used to, and I think Ross does as well.
Yeah.
It used to be the case of if it ain't dark and malty and a stout or a porter, we were like, take it away and throw that tin down the drain. No, it's this has been an exploration. It really has. And
Of
we've
your
learned
taste
to
buds. You will love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, this is. That one's going on the table. That's good.
Now-
Here's more for you.
As
okay.
as we
I'm getting
make
more.
our way through that, speaking of exploration, I have a question for you being down in the I'm going to say Yarmouth County.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
And because you and Tim, you play a few shows. I wouldn't say all your shows, but a number of shows you play. You actually go into the Heritage Brewery and play there.
Yeah.
My question is, do you have a favorite? Do you go in and you say, "Oh, I'm playing tonight. I'm definitely going to get the."
So I typically drink. I think it's is it the cream ale?
The
I heard
kilometer
it.
Or the
cream?
blonde? The cream or the blonde? I can't remember.
The kilometer
True.
cream ale, we've come around on that. We tried it several years ago and wasn't a favorite, but we had another can of kilometer cream ale and it was tasty. We liked that one.
Or the blonde. Whatever their blonde is.
Oh, what's their blonde? At
Can't
Heritage.
remember what their blonde
I'm
is.
going to try to look up here.
It's good. Good.
Ross has a database.
A database.
A
Yeah,
database of 400 ales, and he's the nerdiest man you've ever met.
I'm not. There's the kilometer cream. We liked it the last time we had it. And we got there's the stout,
Yeah.
there's the red, there's the Belgian quad, the Wheat King pineapple, the Acadia Star Brown, the Norseman New England IPA. Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, that was the first one that I loved, actually. That was what.
Oh, the Norseman.
You guys
Got
need
me.
to come down sometime.
Well, and that's
Me?
just it. I would love to do that. I think we need to come down and do that. Freezing Spray IPA,
is.
Mariner's Blonde. There we go. The Cold Kolsch.
Oh,
that's
that's
still in
probably
the. That's still
Yeah,
in the
I
fridge.
like that one. Good.
Okay.
A mango kettle sour, a blueberry kettle sour, delightful. Yeah, I think we need to come and explore that. So I was saying to Ian, he mentioned that you're staying down there in a house that had always been sort of a summer destination. So my question was, is it winterized? And Ian's exact answer was no.
It will be. It will be in the next month and a half.
Well, so the follow-up to that was me also saying there's a bunch of breweries between where I am and where Tim's living. So should I offer up my services to say, hey, I can come down and
Absolutely.
I can hammer, nails to other studs or, carpentry talk, whatever that all is.
I can get hammered.
That's
Yes,
the
you
one.
can.
Yes, yes.
That's
But-
the one.
If you, I think the way I described it was, if you require able-bodied-ish help,
Yeah.
I'm your guy. I'll be there. However I can try to.
You're in. You're in.
Urine. Interesting.
Pee all
Urine.
around. Just pee all over the place. Well done.
It's a shame you can't see what's beneath my feet right now.
Right.
Because it's difficult.
And what's behind him?
Well,
We saw
he
it
has
earlier.
actually seen. 3 days ago, this thing that I'm sitting on wasn't a thing.
Wasn't here?
Tim was telling me that for a number of years now, before he kind of moved in here full time, he's always wanted to have a deck which faces that beautiful lake, right, Lake Amos,
Which
right
he
behind
right
it. Which
now.
you can't, but 20 minutes ago
Well,
you
we're
could.
still going fishing tonight.
We're going fishing immediately after we finish the podcast. But underneath me now is what is this? What size is
10
this?
by 16 deck.
16 deck.
Yes.
Oh wow! Thank you very much. And it took him about 3 days to
3
put up.
days
Nice one.
by myself.
And now the next thing is to winterize it, and
Yeah,
then you're moving in here full time
I'm already
forever. Wow,
I'm already
it's going to be quite something, Ross.
Is he frozen?
I think he's
Nope,
frozen.
I'm not.
No.
I'm looking things up. I heard
good.
Lake Anna, so I looked it up because way back in the day, 100,000 years ago, when I was in high school, I had a friend and his family has a cottage on. I don't know the name of the lake, but the name of the place that his cottage is South Ohio.
Oh yes.
Not far from here.
Yeah,
Not,
South Ohio.
not far
Yeah.
from. So it's possible
Not
that
far.
that is the lake that because we used to go there. We wouldn't go in the summer because that's what smart people do. We would go to their beautiful summer cabin for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And we would just cook the hell out of the kitchen cooking stove. It was like red
Right.
hot on the top to try to keep ourselves
Oh, yeah.
warm. And we would just sit around and you know we would drink pop because we were big drinkers, and we would just play card games, and we would stay there for the whole weekend. So I have spent some time
Yep.
down at non-winterized cabins in winter in Yarmouth County. So I have done the thing.
It may be
Yeah.
Lake George, actually. I think if it's
Probably Lake
it's
George.
probably because it's the bigger of the two. That
Or
Lake
Brazil
George.
Lake.
Oh, Brazil. Oh, okay.
Or Brazil Lake. Yeah.
Couldn't tell you where the
It's-
hell South Ohio is. I don't know where I was going. They just
I
told
don't
me
know
that.
this.
Closer to Lake
Um,
George, Ross.
This is the third or fourth time I've been down to hang around with Tim
Yeah.
down here. I got to tell you, mate.
Did you
It's
tell him about the dunking in this?
no, not yet. It's I'm quite a fan of this part of the province.
Oh, are you? Oh,
Uh,
you're well traveled down in the.
Oh no, I'm not well travelled, but it is quite
Oh, my
beautiful.
God,
It's
there's-
very rural.
There's more
And it's
lakes
very,
there
very
than there
beautiful.
are in Dartmouth, and they call that the city of lakes. Look at all the lakes.
Mm,
Oh, there's South
Mm.
Ohio. I found it. Okay.
mm.
Here
And we-
is South
um,
Ohio.
The liquor store. There's a liquor store in Salmon River, is there not? Tim, where you can. It's like one of those little places. It's not a liquor store. I beg your pardon, Ross. It's like one of those little convenience stores that you frequent in Canning
Yes.
or in not New Germany, what's it called? New Ross, I beg your pardon, which kind of stuck out in the middle of nowhere, and they're licensed to sell the beers, and you nip along there and find unusual craft ales from time to time. Well, this one is very similar.
Oh, it's the same?
a little
Oh.
convenience store. Yeah, absolutely. About 15-20 minutes away in Salmon River. And you nip in there, and there is a lady. I just nipped in there just now, and I picked up a lovely sweet confectionery, a home-baked thing down here. And she said, oh, and she said, by the way, there's a lot of obviously French-speaking people here, and with wonderful little accents. And she said, there's a nicer one. She said, you want to pick a bigger one than that. So she was actually saying, no, don't have that one.
Yeah.
Have a better one for exactly the same price. I thought, thank you so much, because not everywhere would they do that. They just say,
We only put those other ones out for the tourists.
the tourists, take the one exactly the same price, but better.
Exactly.
It's what she was telling me. So I did.
From the shape of a road think that I've got of my 100,000 years ago memory, I think we may have been on Sunday Lake.
Sunday
Ooh,
Lake. Is
that's
that
not far
one?
from here.
Oh, okay. You do know
Sunday
that.
Lake, yeah.
Okay.
I heard that
Because
one.
it looks very familiar. The satellite imagery looks very familiar to me, BT Dubs, because we did a lot of
Yep.
satellite imagery back in high
Mhm.
school. The follow-up question, especially of Heritage Brewery, because I know you play there, do you go along to Tusket Falls at all?
I have. A long time ago.
Because you should, because it's delicious. And Tusket Falls does some. They have
Yeah.
the mango
Mhm.
electric sour
Really
is one of my
good.
favorites. It's
You like a sour?
That's just weird.
Did you?
Four.
there.
You swear.
It's called the Mango Sour IPA, and I went, is this an IPA? Is it a sour? And what it ended up being was just an extremely juicy mango IPA.
The mango what? PA?
The mango sour IPA, but
Okay.
it wasn't a sour and it wasn't an IPA. It was just a very mango centric, juicy IPA, and it was freaking delicious. But for some reason they call it the sour IPA, and I got very confused.
Did
I think I
Brittany
suggested
like
you
it?
drink it. No, she did not.
Then I might.
Exactly. Because we even like the smoothie too from Cough Cough, your two crows. I'm having a problem trying to figure out how to rate this because I've never had a West Coast pale ale before. I know what I'd say for a West Coast IPA. From everything that I'm reading that this is supposed to taste like, I don't think it's doing it. I honestly don't.
For what reason, Ross? Because what is it saying it's supposed to be doing that it isn't doing for you?
Okay. For me, well, I just want some flavor. It's just missing a little bit of flavor. But here's what
okay.
I'm... Just a second here. Because it's telling me it's supposed to be hop forward. I don't think it is. Clean tasting, characterized strong aroma, fine. Flavor of floral, citrus, and pine. I'm barely getting the pine. All I'm getting is
Pine is the one.
All I'm getting is a
Pine is
really,
the one
really
that I'm-
dry finish. I'm not getting the low malt
Yeah.
sweetness. I'm not getting really even a hoppy flavor. I'm getting a bit of a pine and a bit of a dryness, and it's almost flavorless. And then right in the description for the Adanac, the Backwards Canada West Coast Pale, it says super citrusy, not citrusy, super citrusy. And I'm like, it's not flavorful. So if there's no flavor, how can it be super anything? You could tell me it's super chocolatey, it's super tastes like gravel, fine, but it's gotta have that flavor in it if you're telling me there's gonna be a flavor in it. So if you're telling me that it's a super of anything and I'm getting barely any flavor whatsoever, it's gonna cost you points.
I'm sorry, I've got
I like it.
It's not often that I disagree with you. It's not often I do, and I've come to learn that actually, you have a better taste. You have a better ability to taste things than I do. Rebecca certainly does, and you do too.
Well,
I'm getting plenty of citrus from this, and for a pale ale. The beauty of it is, it's not a crazy citrusy West Coast IPA that is blowing my head off with hops.
No, and it's not supposed to be that.
No, but if it's saying it's super citrusy, it's super citrusy for a pale ale. And I get that. But I agree with you. The pine, I'm not getting pine through it. And by the way, I'm quite happy about that, because I don't really want my beer taste particularly piney either. And it is balanced, and it's very refreshing. And for a pale ale, I think it's really, really good. And I will give it high marks for a pale ale. It's very smooth. Oh, what's going on here? There's some kind of filter going on the light. This is very professional. Ross, I think this is a 9 out of 10 craft pale ale from Two Crows. This is Two Crows, by the way.
Yeah.
The Two Crows that I said 2 or 3 years ago, I don't like anything they do. And now I like everything.
We like a lot of their stuff. And I do as well. And I like this. I don't get me wrong. I do like this. I like the flavor of this. But my problem is, I'm splashing everything everywhere, is it's not, I don't think it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So if you had a robot that was programmed to consume, and now this is really calling me out because now I feel like I'm just giving a robotic description of things. A robot that's programmed to drink the perfect West Coast pale ale, I think this would score mid-7s.
Okay.
And what fascinates me is that theoretically, the older we get, the more your taste buds are supposed to dull. Your sense of taste and your flavors and things like that is supposed to dull. So theoretically, you've got another 9-ish years of less flavor sensing than me. So whenever I taste something, I should be the one saying this is zingy and explosive and amazing, and you should be, oh, don't taste it. I get nothing out of this. It's all just a boiled potato. It's boiled potato lager, this one, and the other one.
I like this boiled potato a lot.
I like it as well. I just don't think it's a West Coast pale ale. And far from that, it doesn't even say our take on a West Coast pale ale. It says it's a West Coast pale ale. And then it says super citrusy, and I'm not getting that. And that's...
I sympathize with you. In fact, nay, I pity you. And there you are thinking it. Oh, are you liking? We're not even liking for liking. I'm going to let you off. You just finished that off. You drowned it. But there's an IPA following on behind it. Yes. So you're not going to compare the two. Okay.
No. They're apples and oranges. They're apples and oranges. It's a guest night. Where is our guest?
John.
He's off to pour another rum and coke.
Really nice.
He doesn't get the spirit of this at all.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This is a full-on 9 for me for a pale ale. Okay. I am because I'm underwhelmed usually by IPAs. Sorry, I beg your pardon, by pale ales. And there's so much going on here. It's almost it's hammering on the door of the IPAs that I've come to really appreciate now. It's knocking on the door. And because it's not an IPA, I'm going to forgive it the fact that it's not as juicy or hazy as an East Coast. It's saying I'm a West Coast pale ale. I'm refreshing, I'm slightly hoppy, I'm citrusy, and I think it's doing everything that it should be doing. I'm giving it 9 out of 10.
I was going to say something, but it's completely gone now, because I've also noticed that the IBUs are listed on there. So it says it's a 50 IBU, 5.2 alcohol by voluminousness.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever that is. I'm not really sure. But that means that we get to. I mean, do we wait a minute for Tim to come back and explain? No, I didn't even explain why he chose these two. Did he just like two green ones? Was he in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of mood when he chose these? These nice green cans.
I might ask him. I don't know whether or not he's kind of prostrate in the on the lawn next to me. Tim, are you there? I think he's given up. Well, he did leave behind a famous Amos IPA.
Well, yeah, and you've got one for yourself as well, so there's two in there, I guess.
Oh, there it is. It's kind of alongside him. Yeah, I'm sure he'll come back to us if he wants to.
Well, if he wants, that's for sure.
Mm.
Where's my background for? Found it. There we go.
Oh, do you have the Smokehouse Brewery in the background?
I think I have a really old one. I think I have a really, because there's their 20 taps, but I think it's this is a picture that I nabbed in the early days of being in there. And this is at the Berwick shop, by the way, the Berwick tap room. And you were very nice enough to pick up a number of Smokehouse Brewery ones for us just ever so recently. We haven't done a Smokehouse in a little while, but there it is, the famous Amos IPAs coming in at 6.2 ABV and 54 IBUs, so a couple more IBUs. So even in not having the cans here, because I don't think there's been any really new ones, new flavors in the LC, and I keep forgetting I don't get into the, that smells great, to the tap rooms to see what's new, but ever so often, when I'm down at the Tapestry Beer Bar down in 833 Sackville Drive in Lower Sackville, I find that Ian Smith has got a couple, or at least one. He's had one or two Smokehouses just over the times, and he's got one on tap. And I give it a little sip, and I'm like, "Ooh, yes, I do like that." So coming out of the keg, and I'm learning. This is the problem. Out of the can is a completely different beast than out of the keg or on tap at the place, and I feel like we need two different marking systems for this. So it's kind of, this is what it tastes like out of the can. Because did I tell you the strangest conversation I had with Ian where I got excited that Big Spruce's Cerberus IPA, which had never been in the LCs before, it wasn't there previously, but now it's finally there. Or they released a version and it's in the LCs. And I'm like, oh, great. I had this down at Tapestry Beer Bar and I really loved it. And they've released one. So I got some cans and I tried it and I went, oh, I thought this was like a huge, juicy IPA, very hazy kind of thing. And it's so malty and delicious. This scrumptiously malty IPA, just so good. And he said, and he wrote me the next day, he said, what'd you think of it? And I said, I was confused because I thought this was a juicy IPA. He said, it is. And I said, but the one I got was really malty. And he said, no, you had the wrong thing. I said, I don't know what to tell you. I got the can. And so he's got it on tap, and it's a juicy, hoppy, very citrusy, hop forward thing. And I'm drinking the can going, this is a hop forward, completely lacking in any citrus nature whatsoever. And he said, no, you're crazy. And he went out and he got a can from the LC and he drank it and he said, what the hell? I think was his exact response, was what the hell.
Wow.
So there is a big difference when you get something, and part of me loves that. I love it. I'm an agent of chaos. And I love the chaos that could be. You know, I'm having two of these beers and they've got the exact same label, the exact same colors on it. They could be completely different, and whatever. Let's have fun.
What? Craft brewing, of course, is kind of notorious for that, is it not? Because they might change. They might just change their ingredients, their recipe. Look, down the road from you, the can that says the Wayfarers. I know they've changed their entire brewery right now. They've changed the name of it, etc. But they still had the lemon wheat radler, did they not? Right. Well, there we go. This is an extreme example.
Yeah.
But and this is a perfect example of it. Just because it's in a can that says this, it could be a completely different recipe from something you've tried on tap or in a can in the last year or so. Like I say, that was an extreme example due to circumstances which are quite different. But it does. But craft breweries can do that. They can add things and take things away from year to year. They can say, hey, this is what we had, I don't know, 6 months or a year ago, but we've been listening to our people and we want to add this little thing or take this thing away. And they can sort of tweak the recipe so it's quite different the next time around. So if it's a massive hoppy thing one time and they've called it the same thing and it's a massive malt and sweet thing the next time, that might be an extreme example. Cerberus, you were saying?
Yeah, it was a bit of a complete flip from on the dial, and it confused the two of us. So but I think you'd love it. You should pick up a couple cans while they're still in the LC for now. But
I will.
I do like the variety, and just it's like going to a friend's house and them saying, "Oh, I'm going to make dinner," or I'm going to make my famous these, and you're like, "Oh, they're a little different from last time," you know, and you're like, it doesn't have to be exactly the same all the time.
I've tweaked it.
The famous Amos IPA. There's a description on the side, and I think it's a little different than it is on the website, so we'll have to change. We'll have to compare. So bold and lively, like Smokehouse's spirited mini wire-haired dachshund. I think I'm saying that right. This balanced IPA boasts vibrant hop aromas and a hint of malt sweetness. Citrus, pine, and tropical fruit notes deliver a crisp bitterness that never overpower. Medium-bodied with a smooth finish, it's approachable, unforgettable, and full of character, just like Amos. So Amos is the dachshund. Easy drinking IPA, nice balance, hops and malts. Not overly hopped. Only 54 IBU. 54 IBU for a 6.2 IBA is impressive, keeping the IBUs the low, but the ABV high. Noticeable bite, but not overpowering the British malts. Because, and I wish I could show this, but the meniscus on my glass makes it very difficult to lift up. I cannot show you this.
Right? Can I just say that?
Filled it.
Even though one was advertising itself as an ale, and this one is advertising itself as an IPA, the description is not a million miles apart, is it? Citrus, smooth, citrus, balanced, blah, 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 blah. The reason why I was going with the reason why I liked the Canada backwards thing was because because it was kind of doing what IPAs are doing, but in a miniature form, if you will, which is a rubbishy way to say it. What's happened to my messenger? Can you still see or hear me?
Yes. Oh, yeah, I can see you just fine. I remember what I was going to say, because when you were describing that, the Adanac there, the West Coast Pale Ale, it could be what we sometimes call a gateway beer into craft IPAs and such. It's a good one that sort of leads you into it without socking your face off right away.
I like that. And this is saying kind of the same thing, is it not? Smooth, citrus, balanced. It's not going to hot explode your head. Oh, I tell you what, I've not even poured mine yet, but the look of yours, I don't know if it's my phone that's making that thing, but it's not looking like it's a big citrusy thing.
No.
It looks like, looking at yours without pouring my eyes, that it might be kind of westy. It's not going to be a big hazy, fruity
Well, that's just it. It is not a New England IPA. That is for
right.
sure.
Okay.
But, so what they're
Okay.
telling me, this balanced IPA boasts
Huh?
vibrant hop aromas and a hint of
Okay.
malt sweetness. So it's sort of saying
Right.
it's an easy drinking IPA with a nice balance of hops and malt. So it's balanced in between.
The smell I'm getting off of it immediately, without pouring the rest of it, it's the hop, the alternative one. What was that? The malternative
Yes.
thing that the
I got
who-
that
who
as
did that?
well. It's
Oh my! Immediately,
it
the
says
alternate reality.
Yeah, from North.
Yes, because North Brewing. It's a far maltier and sweeter version.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I'm not getting the hoppiness there.
Neither am I.
It's
And I
Can you what was the name of the North one that you said that they were replacing the alternate with? It's that weirdly trippy thing.
the Dishoom double IPA, but
Dishoom.
I
Okay.
can't be certain that that's. In fact, let's have a look.
Okay.
NSLC Malternate Reality. I don't think it's check store availability. Please. There's 11 available. Oh.
Ross, this has got a caramelliness to it. A sweeter, malty. This is what the alternate reality was doing for North.
Agreed.
Back in the days, a couple of years ago, when we were saying, if I want an IPA, I want it to be maltier. Before all of a sudden, for some reason, we both started saying, oh, God, give me the juice. Give me the northeast juiciness of the IPA.
Yep. But
this is what we were looking for.
I will still
balance.
appreciate that, despite the fact that the head on mine, the head went away very quickly. The head did not last into the pour here. However,
okay.
I've had a couple of sips just to keep the meniscus down. Are you all set?
It's there. It's there. Yeah, yeah. I've already tasted
It's so coppery and brown and delightful. Oh, that.
Yep. It is. It's so sweet. There's caramel notes. It's almost replacing the alternate. You can't say that. It's not even the same brewery, but it's very much got that profile, that flavor profile. That I was sadly, that I really was thinking, oh, don't leave that, because I know that the IPAs are ruling the roost, but don't sort of let that alternative flavor disappear altogether. That's kind of doing what the alternate reality was doing.
Northbrewing.ca is still announcing that alternate reality is a thing, and they're saying it's a 6.3. The famous Amos IPA is a 6.2. But the thing about this one, and actually, so I'm having a look at the alternate reality, says it's a New England IPA, so it's being specific. Thick and resinous, complex malt bill. Of a bunch of things, deliver all of that mosaic. I don't taste any of the mosaic hops in that one. And the hot, that's just, whenever this says that it boasts vibrant hop aromas, and not so much.
Yeah, it's not hoppy.
Citrus, pine, and tropical fruit notes. Deliver.
I'm not getting. If they're notes, they're way up there in the ether, because notes of I'm not getting any tropical fruit.
Deliver a crisp bitterness that doesn't it sure doesn't overpower, because I'm not getting the bitterness. I mean, I love that all of that is wrong. What this is a malty, just so smooth caramel juice, medium bodied with a smooth finish. Yes. And that part's true.
Yes.
Approachable, unforgettable, full of character, blah, 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 blah. But balanced. So every time I read something where it says this perfectly balanced, and sometimes a perfectly balanced one is all, like, it's just a hop fest. And we're like, no, that's not perfectly balanced. Is this one well balanced? Or is it too malty for a hop head?
oh, it's too malty for a hophead.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
But
if let's just assume that you are a hophead now, Roz. You and I haven't gone that far.
We
would, both know what we like.
We would pour this
but
down
we
the
aren't
sink
hophead.
if we were hopheads. Your brother would send this back.
I was about to use him as an example.
I've never met the guy.
He is a bit of a hophead, and I said when I went back to Edinburgh back in June, I said, now that I've become more of a fan of IPAs, I'm kind of looking forward for you to take me out now and try some of the local IPAs. But he is a hophead.
Yeah.
And and whereas I'm a traditional malt guy, but I've come late to the party regarding the IPAs, as you know. But I still like my malty beers. This is not a big hop fest at all. It is far sweeter and maltier than weirdly what I've come to really like about IPAs recently. And for that reason alone, I'm appreciating it, because it is an alternative. It's a distraction from that, and it's nice to be able to. It's nice to be able to say that I still want a malty, sweet, caramelly thing, rather than just give me the smash.
Yeah.
Give me the juice.
Smashes. Yeah.
I know.
Even the color is caramel. Everything about you is sort of saying you are about to embark on a journey, an adventure of caramel, malty goodness. And we asked the hops to sit at the back tonight. We asked them to stay in the back, to not intrude upon our malt enjoyment. You're right,
Ross. Because we are now, and we're just a few days from September, and it's time for the malt guys and the sweeter guys to come back in, is it not? It's time for these players to say, it's our time now. It's autumn. I hate to say that. But
we're nearly there. We are nearly there. We're 3 weeks away.
So
Wait, four weeks away.
But this is the time where these slightly maltier and sweeter and caramelly beers start to they come into their own.
Can I say
the summery beers? Long may they reign. But this is now when I want. These beautiful Auburn or red beers to start coming to the fore.
The color on the can should be a more like a burnt sienna, kind of a reddish brown, a very autumnal kind of color.
Yes.
And because this is the beer of autumn. This is an autumnal.
It's an autumnal beer.
So we've got it a little early. But
an autumnal IPA, if they want to still call it an IPA. I think you were mentioning right at the beginning of that, when I dropped off. Thank you very much for picking those up from under my picnic table 2 or 3 days ago. There were four. There were 4 IPAs, were there not?
Yes.
From I know
a New England IPA and I don't know. They're over in the fridge.
Whatever they were.
Something.
I could have got. I went to Smokehouse, and by the way, could ever there be a more appropriately named craft brewing? The day I went there was
there was a smoke IPA.
Sunday.
That's the one.
It was. Oh well, there was a smokehouse, and it was the smokiest.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Due to the wildfires that are apparently, that are out of control down there in Annapolis County.
8,000 hectares.
I know. I went there on that very same day, that very same afternoon, and there was this haze, and my throat was kind of sore. I think everyone's suffering. And I walked into there, and bless her, the lady behind the counter, she was like, "Oh, it's tough out there." And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
so you're just throat cancering at each other. Hello.
Yeah. It's a pretty scary time, and I was driving down here to Tim's tonight, and it's 167 kilometers from where I am up there in Waterville. And I looked at it, and I was thinking, all the while I'm driving along there, of course, I'm thinking, when is it that I'm going to start seeing the fires or the smoke off to the left of me? And I'm getting to Bridgetown, and I get past Bridgetown, and I'm getting to Digby. I'm getting past Port, right down into Digby, and I'm thinking, you know what? I can't see those fires, and yet 3 days ago, because of the wind direction, it was bringing it into stark contrast across the whole of all the way from Middleton through Kingston, through Aylesford, through Berwick.
It seems like it's blowing straight
and
east now, because
it
here
very much depends.
I'm here in Port Williams, and it's pretty clear most of the time. The last 2 mornings, and then I drive Joe, my daughter. She works at the canoe club down at Windsor, so we drive down to Windsor, and driving to Windsor, once you go around that corner and you start heading back towards Halifax, starting heading southeast again, it's smoke.
Okay,
so
it really depends.
It's not coming up
on
towards us so much.
It depends on which way the wind is going, because Sunday was a scary day. It brought it into stark contrast, and we 70 or 80 kilometers from where the fires are, and they were passing right over your head, and it was terrifying. And yet, of course, tonight I'm driving down there in the daytime, and you wouldn't know. You really wouldn't, unless you knew that 800-hectare fire was completely out of control on your left-hand side, that there was a big issue. You really wouldn't know it. It's terrifying.
I have I'm not sure if this is the Scottish lineage, but I have a terrible time with just constantly trying to find something to feel bad about. And so when I'm looking for something to feel bad about, the last week has been an interesting experiment in the fact that when the smoke is overhead and looming, and you go outside and you're like, and there's a brown haze to everything. Oh, those fires and those poor people, and everyone, they're displaced from their homes, and there's 330 homes out.
Yes.
And then when the wind changes and it's blue skies and nice, you're outside, you're like, la, 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 let's play in the sand, let's go outside, let's fly a kite, let's go for a walk, and you think, oh, and then when the smoke comes back 5 days later, you think, oh, right, there's a non-stop forest fire that's ruining everyone's lives down there that I'd kind of forgot to think about and feel bad about recently. And we tune in to the update on the radio in the morning, and the guy said this morning, I believe it was along the lines of, unless something changes drastically, like the amount of rain we get is drastically changed, we will be fighting these fires for the next month.
I don't know if you've checked out. I got a thing on my feed earlier on today. Hello, what's your name? Torren. Meet Torren, the next door neighbour.
Hello.
Well, actually, you're not next door neighbour. You're a little way down. He's a 6-year-old. He's not about to join us with our quaff.
Out for a walk, hunting frogs, ducks, deer, moose.
You are quite welcome to sit down. I'm just going to talk to this chap for a little while. Okay, Torren? A friend, so on my feed earlier on, you know what? I went back to the UK back in June.
Yes.
I went on a steam train in the North Yorkshire moors and dales.
Okay.
And then today, I see a feed of this wildfire which is out of control on the North Yorkshire dales. In the exact place I was.
Wow.
And I looked at photographs and I thought, how much does that look like the one we have going right now? The difference being that the one on North Yorkshire near Whitby and Fylingdales, which is where I was literally 2 months ago, is a peat fire, and peat underneath the soil just burns. I mean, peat is a wonderful or burning for a long time. So what's happening there is it's been going now for many weeks, and I looked at photographs of their fire. I'm thinking it looks exactly the same as the fires I'm looking down on these high tops on Bridgetown, looking over to the, and it's terrifying because it seems to be Portugal, Spain, California, the west of Canada, the east coast of Canada.
Well,
all these wildfires are all burning out of control now for weeks and weeks and weeks. They're saying that the one in Yorkshire could go for months because it's a peat fire and it'll go forever.
This may surprise you, but
yes.
I mean, the surface of the earth is 2/3 water, but the other third, the land part of it, a good deal of it is forest. A lot of it.
Yeah.
A good amount. Gobi Desert, Sahara, Kalahari, the occasional this and that. There are parts that are not forest, but the parts that are forest are apparently like in real danger of just constantly burning a whole bunch.
Dry. They're dry,
They're
right?
wicked
Because dry.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've been in Canada, in Nova Scotia for 47 years. And I've never gone this long without rain, I don't think.
17 years I've been here, Ross. 17 years. A very short length of time. And it's quite noticeable.
We talk about other places having drought, and just you go places, and they say, "Oh, conserve water. Don't do this. Don't drought this, drought that." And we're like, "Come on, it's Nova Scotia. It rains every other day. It's fine. Whatever."
Yeah.
So
it doesn't hit, is it?
I'm trying to find it. If
right now.
What was there we go. Nova Scotia's worst drought, 2023 and 2016, is about it. In the summer of 2016, a major drought. What was happening in 2016? What the heck was I doing? Joe was...
Well, we remember the one from 2023 because our own very friends up there in Halifax, they had to get out of their house for 6 or 7 days because of the wildfires there. And of course, at the time, we were thinking, well, that's just what's happening there, not what's happening here. But then all of a sudden, a spark sets things off, and then all of a sudden it's on your doorstep, and you're like, wow, it brings it into stark reality, and it's pretty scary, especially when the whole sky disappears under this, and the sun just disappears behind this blanket of disgusting dark cloud one afternoon. You're like, oh yeah, this is a thing.
I'm going to rescue us from this very very downer kind of topic. I mean, it is serious. And I don't know how to help other than actually volunteer. But I have something that actually happened to me this past week. We went into the liquor store because I was getting some other stuff because I already had these two since you delivered them to me. Thank you very much. And when I take my daughter, who is not quite of age to buy alcoholic beverages, so she comes, I say, "Hey, I'm going in to pick up some beer. Do you want to come with me?" She says, "Oh, sure, I'll come in just for the walk." So we've invented a game. And here's the game that you play with someone who is not allowed to touch any alcoholic beverage in the NSLC. And I say, try to find the most expensive bottle in the place. And off she goes. And I do eventually, she says, "I found a bottle of wine that was $50. And I said, "You see that section over there that says Scotch?" That's where you want to go. And she heads over there. And she finds the most expensive bottle in the NSLC. And the current record, is $693.
Is that for a bottle of whiskey?
It's for a bottle of, I think, McSomething, McCausland.
Is it for a bottle of single malt Scotch whiskey in the NSLC?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And they've got these fancy bottles up there, and it's all done in that way.
Ross, you being a Scotsman, I think you'll appreciate this. I had this conversation with my brother only, I don't know, a month, 18, sort of a month or 6 weeks ago. I was sat there. Your mouth is agog. Your mouth open because you've just seen a price of something. Okay. I was. Just bear with me a second. This is important.
Okay.
Why is there one? Why is there a blue thing on there? Ah, this is one of the Ross.
Do you have a kazoo?
My friend has just asked me why is there a blue thing on there. This is one of Tim's kazoos.
Yes, that he hands out at shows when he gets everyone.
Oh, I'm going.
to...
I'm doing
it is.
the wrong way
You are
around.
doing it backwards. I could have told you that. Yes, and that is when.
How the heck do you blow this?
Hum. Hum.
Oh, you're blowing second?
You have to hum in it.
There you go.
You have to hum.
Okay.
Now this-
Coming back to what I was saying.
This is what you blow into. This is a blowing instrument. This is more.
Okay.
Anywho,
Anyway, thank you for your descant. That's a descant. This is a kazoo. I forgot I was supposed to have. Listen, I was in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And I was waiting on my brother to turn up at his local haunt a couple of months ago. And I said to the girl behind the counter, because I looked and I thought, is that a single shot of whiskey that's that price?
one
Did I not
like
mention
one
this to you?
sip, not a bottle.
Oh, I'm not a sip, but a shot of whiskey, which is what 30 mils is a shot, is it not? I think we've had this conversation many times before, Ross. Don't go pouring yourself 40 mils because you'll fall on your ass when we're doing the 100-shot challenge.
Oh,
It's
yes,
about
yes.
30 mils for a shot. So a shot, I looked behind there, and they had individual. They penned them on there, like literally penned on the price of a single shot of each of these whiskies. And the pub I was in is my brother's favourite. And I looked and I thought, that's rather a lot for a single malt. And I asked the girl behind the bar, what is the most expensive shot of single malt that you have in this bar? And she said, and she was not a local, by the way. This is relevant. This is relevant. I think she was Asian, so she may have been not from out of town. And she went over and spoke to a friend of hers, and he turned back and went, And she came back to me and she said, £305.
For a
And I said,
shot.
£305 pounds for a shot of whiskey?
Yep.
Like a single. And she said, yes, for a shot. £305 for one shot of whiskey from a single malt bottle of whiskey. Tell me that isn't exploiting tourists, because there are people that come in there and say, what's the most expensive shot of whiskey you can give me in there? And they'll be going and say, it's £305. And they'll say, give me that one. And they'll say, here we are. And they'll go, whoa, yeah, let me post that on TikTok. And the bar must go, thank you very much, you fucking moron.
Well, anyway, so what this led to was she said, someone's buying a $700 bottle of... She said, if someone bought me that as a present, I'd bring it back. And I said, I don't know that they have a return policy. So she said, they must. So we went, and so we're checking out, and I'm buying myself some Propeller Galaxy. My wife some ciders that she likes, and there was no one behind me. So I said, I have a question. If I bought one of those, expensive bottles of scotch, and I didn't open it, it was unopened, could I bring it back? And the guy's like, well, yeah, you could. And I said, really? He said, yeah, if it's unopened, you can bring it back. And another guy leaned forward and said to me, looking at my 4-pack of Propeller Galaxy, he said, you could drive that. You could put that in your car and drive around and go all around and then come back here this afternoon and you could say, can I bring these back? And if you had the receipt, you get your money back. If it was a present and you didn't have a receipt, you get store credit. So, what I surmised from this is the next time one of us accidentally forgets and leaves a few beers in the car during a hot day and a cold day and another hot day, and maybe we think that might not be the best beer right now, take it back. This is what this guy's telling me. If you ruin your beer by leaving it in your car, you could go and get at least store credit. Speaking of store credit, single malt whiskey from Scotland, the Balvenie 40-year-old.
Yes.
Do you want to take a wild guess? It's only available in one store. There's one NSLC store that's apparently called The Port, which is on Clyde Street in Halifax. And I know where that street is. It's adjacent to Spring Garden Road. Wild guess as to what...
Are we talking a bottle?
A bottle. 700 milliliter bottle of 40-year-old single malt whiskey from Scotland called the Balvenie. Go for it. Any guesses?
A couple of $1,000.
Okay. Keep going.
$6,000.
More.
6,000.
More.
Okay. Well, that proves how ridiculous it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they can charge £300 for a shot of whiskey, right? And
well,
I don't know.
A shot is 1 ounce or 2.
Is there 40? I don't know how many ounces are in a 700 milliliter. I don't know.
23.6. Okay. So now
Scottish measures. Can I say then? Can I say $6,000? I don't know. It's ridiculous. Whatever it is. How much does it cost, Ross?
$14,000.
$14,000.
I am one.
Well, that's fair enough.
Is it? That's freaking insane.
Wow,
that's. Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. But American tourists or Japanese tourists or people that just want to post things to the internet, it's a thing. And why wouldn't you exploit people that want to do that kind of thing? And I'm sorry to dumb it down to that kind of level, but that's where we are now. Is it not?
It feels it's like
we're not quite at that stage. We're not quite at that stage now with our craft IPAs here in Nova Scotia.
No, we're not
quite.
We're not paying $14,000 for a.
However,
for a
we
shot.
are paying five. We are paying $5.50 for a can of beer. And may I say that the Canada backwards, the Adanac, is as a 9 out of 10 for a pale ale. The Smokehouse famous Amos IPA, I'm not even drinking it because that was Tim's. He ran away earlier. Is a maltier version of an IPA.
It's so good.
It's the alternate reality for those of us that don't yet have or don't still have the alternate reality. It's a what?
It's not doing what it says it's supposed to.
It's not what it says it does on the tin.
10 out of 10 personally.
okay.
10 out of 10 personally.
It's really good. It's really tasty.
But
It's really tasty.
vibrant hop aroma, citrus, pine, tropical fruit notes.
No,
It's-
none of those things.
It's an
None of those
8.6. If you're expecting what's
It's-
on the can, it doesn't hit, but it's so good. It's so good for malt fans.
It's a really good alternative for an IPA without being what it's supposed to be. So therefore, 7. 7 for an IPA,
Yeah.
but actually 9 for a beer.
We
For a regular
love it.
old
It's
beer.
so good. I'm
Yeah.
being nice
Thank you.
with an 8.5. But I have to because I love it. It's so good. Oh. Anyway.
I'm looking forward to trying those other IPAs that Smokehouse. I dropped those off earlier on. Yeah,
Might have to have
it's gonna be fun to try those.
a few IPA nights because we got a few left over. We got some from North Brewing as well. Honestly, the IPA shelf in the fridge is pretty full because no one's
It's
been
big,
making
isn't it?
dark beers.
No, but you and I get to do it IPA evenings 7 days a week if you really.
Also true. Speaking of 7 days a week, wish Tim the best. I hope he's not arduously incapacitated. Shovel him back in the boat and go fishing. I don't know.
We're going fishing. Good night, mate. I'm out of here. Good night. Cheers.
Oh, that's the 80 square kilometers. You're right, Chris. Because it's 8,000 hectares and 100 hectares is a square kilometer, something like that. I've learning a bit more about the Acadians. I want to thank Smokehouse and Two Crows for making the beers that we had tonight. I want to thank Ian and Tim for joining me. Thanks, Chris, for hopping into the chat. Sorry I didn't notice that earlier, if it was in there earlier. But we are here every Wednesday night on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@drinknsdry. You can find our podcast in all the podcasty places. I sometimes put things up on our YouTube channel. And also, I think, no, wait, is it Instagram? Yeah, in Instagram and TikTok and a couple other. And when I try to get the shortened versions up, I'll get there, whatever. But we're there. So we'll see you next week, 8 p.m. back here on the Wednesday night.